Rayburn.
Channing?
You remember?
I didn't know you'd been,
Last week, after 6 years, 3 months, 2 days. I know.
There's a story here about a man named Philip Rayburn. Weren't you once involved with a man called Rayburn?
6 years ago. He was one of 2 witnesses in an extortion case.
Well, if it's the same man. He was murdered last night, shot down outside his home.
May I see that?
Robbery was not the motive, according to the police. It must have been a personal matter.
It would seem so.
Who was the second witness?
Lambert.
Oh, that's right, John Lambert.
Michael.
Michael Lambert. They gave evidence against a man accused of extortion and murder.
Attempted murder.
Yes, that's right, attempted murder. I remember now. The criminal was a particularly nasty piece of work. The papers wrote a good deal about him at the time. And the judge said that he was one of the most dangerous men he'd ever seen in a courtroom. I remember the whole thing now. Extortion and attempted murder. You're right. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. His name was... wait a minute. His name was...
Channing. Peter Channing.
That's right, Peter Channing.
I'm going out, Watson. Someone waiting to see me.
Oh, who?
Peter Channing. A man who murdered Rayburn last night.
Pleasure to see you again, Mr. Holmes.
You've lost your hair.
6 years, Mr. Holmes. Shall we walk? 6 years, 3 months and 2 days. You know, when you're in prison, there isn't very much to think about, so you think about the people who put you there. Now, there was you, and there were the 2 witnesses, Rayburn and Lambert. You remember Rayburn and Lambert? Yes, I remember them too. Every day for 6 years. Oh, by the way, did you know that Rayburn had been murdered?
It was in the morning paper.
Yes, I killed him.
I assumed that.
1 shot, that's all it took. Just 1 shot.
Be careful.
Thank you. I'm going to kill Lambert, too, when I can find him. Do you know where he is?
No.
Do you know why I killed Rayburn?
So I wouldn't make the mistake of not taking you seriously?
Exactly. Because, as you know, I'm going to kill you, too. Oh, not today or tomorrow. Or maybe it will be today or tomorrow or next week or next month. You see, I want you to think about it. I want you to sweat a bit. You ever sweated, Mr. Holmes?
I've perspired, but I don't think I've ever sweated. Do you like pastry?
What?
Pastry, do you like it?
What are you talking about?
This tea shop is supposed to have the best pastry in London. You must try it.
I'm going to enjoy breaking you.
Pastry?
You're cool, Mr. Holmes. I've got to admit that. Mind you, I'd have been disappointed if you'd cracked and snivelled.
You didn't expect me to snivel.
No, I didn't. But I wasn't sure that you'd played a game with me. Oh, you're playing a game. But all the time you're thinking how to crack me, how to crack my plan. Shall I tell you how? There's only one way.
Tell me.
You've got to shoot me down in cold blood.
I thought of that.
You can't do it.
You can't be certain.
Oh, I'm certain. You're a respectable, law-abiding citizen.
Most of the time.
I'm not. You see, you can run and you can hide. You can surround yourself with police. You can't do it forever. And I can wait. Miss, bill, please.
Mr. Channing, I invited you. Mr. Channing, don't misjudge me. I've killed sick animals before in my life.
But it's incredible. The man is a psychopath.
Quite.
And of course, we can't just sit and wait for him to kill you in his own sweet time. We'll notify Scotland Yard, and Inspector Lestrade will have him back behind bars before morning.
Excellent idea, Watson. On what charge?
On what charge? Well, he admitted murdering Rayborn.
Hearsay evidence, my lad. Inadmissible in a court of law.
And he threatened your life, and with his record...
Hearsay evidence, my lad. I'm sorry, Watson. It will be his word against mine.
I can't believe it. I don't believe it. A man tells you face to face that he's going to kill you and you can't do a thing about it.
Who said I can't do a thing about it?
Well, he said it. And we know that you're not a cold-blooded killer.
I may not be a cold-blooded killer, but I am one of the best pickpockets in London.
You picked his pocket.
Well, not his pocket, exactly. But after we finished our tea, he pulled out his wallet and graciously offered to pay.
You stole something from his wallet.
You make it sound like a heinous crime.
Well, what did you take?
This.
What is it?
It's my first step toward becoming a cold-blooded killer.
Now, did anybody here actually see the man who stabbed him?
Well, Inspector, I didn't actually see the stabbing, but I got to look at the back of him as it was running away.
Would you be able to identify him if you saw him again?
Wouldn't be easy. He was a big man with a full beard.
Got that, Simpson?
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't think the man who was running away had a beard.
All right, Simpson, you wait here till they take the body away. Then report back to me.
Yes, sir.
See if you can find anyone who saw this big man running away, with or without a beard. What's this? It's a rent note. Mr. Peter Channing, 46 Begley Road. Do you know what this is, Simpson?
So?
It's a clue. That's what it is. A clue.
I've said that it is. But I had it in my wallet. Must have fallen out.
During your struggle with Muldoon?
I have never heard of Muldoon.
All right, Channing, now that's your story. Simpson, escort the prisoner to the wagon.
Look, what time was this Muldoon shot?
Very clever, Channing. You know he wasn't shot. He was stabbed.
All right, so he was stabbed. Now, what time was he stabbed?
I ask the questions around here.
I can prove where I've been for the last 24 hours.
Good. Because that is exactly what you're going to have to do. You prove to me where you have been every minute of the past 24 hours, and you can go home.
Well, they pulled this one out of the river yesterday morning. I could let you have him.
No, I don't think so. What else have you got?
Oh, let's see. I brought this one in about an hour ago. Shot in the back.
Shot in the back? That's interesting.
No identification.
Yes. This one's perfect.
Come in, Channing.
What are you doing here? You've checked my alibi. You know I couldn't have killed Muldoon. Who is that?
That's just the question I was going to ask you.
Now, you wait. Now, you wait a minute. Now, I don't know who that is or how he got there.
He got there because he's got a bullet in his back.
I've got an alibi.
for when.
When was he shot?
The neighbours said that they heard an argument and a gunshot. I think we'd better go to Scotland Yard and verify your alibi. Simpson?
Inspector, you must have heard of Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes? Yes, of course. But I don't think he'll take your case.